Yo, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert Global Lab patch notes reading. So today is Friday. Global Labs notes are usually released every Friday, and it goes to the live servers in like a week or so. But anyway, with that said, hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, and all that stuff. And there's been a lot of stuff happening in BDO like over Christmas, and I've done my best to try to keep up with all of it. Admittedly, been a little bit busy, but this is the first time I'm reading through today's Global Lab notes. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read it yourself, and it is Google translated from Korean to English, so I'll try to make it make sense. With that said, notes came out today. Apparently, it was updated, I guess a few hours ago when I'm reading this. So let's see. Deadeye. I have a seasonal playthrough going on the channel. You guys can watch that as well. We started the Deadeye from level 1, showed you guys how to level up and everything. Played with a lot of skills. It's all right. I think it's pretty fun. Still got to get used to it a little bit more. But yeah, so let's see. The windmill step has been changed to be registered in skill shot and used. I think I noticed that because when you go into Awakening, it's kind of like a burst ability. You don't really stay in Awakening for too long. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but it feels like I'm on main hand a lot more, at least when I was grind testing. The issue where the unfolding death skill would activate even when in control of the key with full pain skill was input. Yeah, I think I noticed that actually. That is something in like my grind video that I thought was odd, but I wasn't sure if it was just me. So good thing is addressed. The issue where super armor would be applied in the last movement when moving to the left using a skill and linking to the right has been fixed. Yeah, I don't think I was good enough to actually know or pay attention to that one too much, admittedly. Phenomenon of super armor being applied while moving during the cooldown when using it continuously backwards has been fixed. Very cool. Okay, so the Black Temple, I believe this is Black Shrine and the personal boss. So Black Shrine, Calamity 8, 9, and 10 has been released. And there's a lot of things I wanted to talk about this one because I believe in the past few patch notes that I read about this, essentially there's going to be like a limited number of attempts. Like we get 5 bosses every week. However, Calamity 8, 9, and 10, you can only attempt those so many times, and like wild. So anyway, let's read it. Added Calamity 8, 9, and 10 for SANGOON and the Black Shrine. Admittedly, SANGOON is the easiest of all of the bosses, in my opinion. And unlike the existing Calamity 1 to 7, 8 to 9 are not influenced by the Orb of Light or Light Orb. It's influenced by your actual gear, which I think is a good thing, which adjusts the character's stats to a certain extent. Instead, are fully affected by my gear score. So, yeah, I am kind of curious to see how this is going to go. Like, I'm going to try to do them all in order when they come out next week, but if it's a limited number of attempts every week, I don't know. Like, I think I could do Calamity 7 SANGOON for the most part consistently. There are a few times where, it just like 2 things happen at once and it's just 100 to 0. But I think for the most part, I can consistently do 7. As such, entering these higher Calamity requires a certain level of gear score, and Calamity 10 in particular is designed to be a challenge for adventurers who possess both the necessary gear score and skills. Oh, so does that mean if you're a Wusa and a Shy, you basically get free easy mode like every other boss? Wild. All right. So additionally, adventurers will be able to find traces of Voltarian and Calamity 8, 9, and 10 when it arrives in the game, making them a worthy challenge for adventurers. Please note that the blessing of the morning bus, which resonate throughout the server when you defeat a Calamity 7 boss, will remain the same for 8, 9, and 10. So, the buffs that we get, like 1 AP, 1 DP, and 20% drop rate. I assume nothing changes. Okay, so they didn't mention other things. Let me see. Okay, so the difficulty power. This is Calamity 8, Calamity 9, and Calamity 10. Required 330 to 350 AP. Well, considering if you die, or like Calamity 7, you could get one-shotted, actually, even like right now. Or if a series of events happen, like you get CC'd once, you really have to V, or it's gone. All right. And the higher difficulties, higher than 8, the abilities through the Jewel of Light, the like Sun, Moon, Earth, are not applied. Yeah, I think that we just established that. Here are the weekly raid loots you can earn at each difficulty. Let's see. Loot from 1 to 9. Guaranteed loot. Ooh, Essence of Dawn is actually like, they're max price, at least here on NA. So the fact that like people are going to be able to do them, and it's gonna drop the market for them. I don't think it's gonna drop it a lot. Maybe it's gonna go from like 100 to like 80, which good, but I don't think it's gonna sink it to minimum, because Karazad is going to be a huge grind for most people for a really long time. All of this is basically the same old stuff that we always get. The difference is Essence of Dawn. Yeah, and then a potential chance of a Dawn Glove. That's not new, is it? You've always had a chance. It's just like dumb low, and I don't think anyone's ever gotten it. Pride Duo Deboreka earrings. At this point, they should, if you're doing like Calamity 9 or 10, you really should just be able to get a try, like Pride a try or something, and then you'll be good. And then the usuals. Let's see. Sangoon. Wait, what? This must be first time clear, weekly clear, and oh, this is probably like, you know how it is a ranking? Like if you get like first place, second, well, first to 10, you get those. But these all look the same. So yeah, it's probably how well you place on the rankings, which I've always had this problem. I'm always in support of competitiveness in various things, but I wish they had like a weekly board and an all-time leaderboard for time for a class. So yeah, I just don't take these boss shrines seriously, knowing that they're going to get reset next week. If they added like an all-time leaderboard for every class, I would probably care more, to be honest. All right, so anyway, Merv's repair tool. Before the change. Oh, you can craft everything at once now? That's cool. Lump of pure magical powder. You can exchange hunter seals and these for massive pure magic or something, whatever they're called. These might be worth it for hunter seals. These are not. You turn these into memfrags and you use those memfrags. If you need these things, do like either one, you grind for it, or two, the best possible way to get probably like 100 of them a day is by doing Pit of the Undying. So it's not worth turning these into it, I don't think. You're better off just doing Pit of Undying if you're using more than 100 of these a day. I don't think you should be enhancing Blackstar that much unless you're doing it for like a special reason, but on average, you should not be doing this. Okay, Trade experience. Fish, you can sell different fish. When you do Royal Workshop, you can get some other stuff. Did they add a new one for fishing? Fish items can be used to obtain trade experience. So they added a new artifact. Okay. Fished with changed icons. I guess I can see why they're changing it. Some of these look the same. But at the end of the day, I wonder if anyone actually cared. Improved the ability to open all the journey support box items at once. And the level 60. Do people have a lot of them that they don't open? When you defeat a crazy Afuaru that appears on the server's seasonal server, you can now obtain element of Atanis according to specified probability. I actually thought that was always a thing. I just thought it was a really low rate, but apparently it's now a thing. Something with black stars and boxes. Okay. Background, NPC, effects, and cutscenes. Trees have been removed from the Tooth Fairy Forest for Naro's hunting ground to make it easier. I think I know where that spot actually is. I see this thing. So, down in the Tooth Fairy Forest, if you go down the bridge and the spot where there's a big open field, that's in the center of it, up from the little mirror. So this is the center, and the bridge is like, if you go directly that way, that's the bridge. How do I know that? I've been in that spot grinding for about like a couple 100 hours back in the day when you couldn't just buy infinite potion pieces, by the way. So anyway, that's good. Cool, I guess. It's not really a big deal. I mean, if you have AoE, chances are you're still clearing it, but I mean, quality of life, always good. UI, the default position of the default mouse cursor has been moved or changed to a more appropriate position. It's not a regular issue for me, but like sometimes when I like tab out or I play borderless, so that means I could just move my cursor out of the window, like for example that. And then sometimes when I go back in, the mouse will be like at some random spot. So yeah, I think this is overall a good thing. Does it happen to most people on a regular? No, but I think it's a good fix. When leaving a guild, all guild items that have not been received from the mail will now be deleted. All guild items that have not been received from the mail. As before, when you leave a guild, all guild items held in your bag will also be deleted. I could see why they're doing this, because BDO has had an issue for many years. I think it's more or less fixed now because guild leaders have more permissions and you could set more tiers of what people can and can't do. But I think there used to be an issue where people would basically be able to raid your guild bank and then just leave. So they're removing the ability to do that now. But overall, I don't think that's a issue ever since that guild leaders were able to basically give people permission. Like you have to be at a certain rank or something to even withdraw from the bank. So they've implemented something a while ago, but now it's like problem solved, more or less, I think. So I don't really know how I feel about that. I think overall it's in the right direction. But I can see some people making mistakes with that. Who knows? All right. So anyway, fixes and changes. The following changes have been made to the Deadeye class. Exclusive movement of Karshian costume has been made. Movement issue. Water effect has been displayed. The notes I really want to hear about are what happens to the tier 10s, because apparently there have been people with issues of that one. Like, you couldn't, like, I think this was intentional. When you open your tier 10 box, you couldn't get the Krogdalo Sanctuary, like, even if you had 2 of them and you picked the 3rd one. I believe that one is a bug and is being fixed. And then there's a few others. The issue where Krogdalo Sanctuary crafting quest could not be completed using the one through the event has been fixed. Sure. If you guys want to see a video in the future, literally the Krogdalo Sanctuary, you left click it, you put your horse in there. It's basically a portable stable, and you could pull out any of the 3 horses at any given time. That's really nice, actually. But it's not like, oh, my game experience is so changed. No, it's nice to have. It's not game changing, though. Like, chances are you're still going to be using the Pegasus anyway most of the time. But there are a few good uses, but your everyday, it's not that big a deal. When selecting the Dreamy Ardenaut from the event box, selection box, the Dreamy Ardenaut effect with the same appearance has been modified to be displayed. I believe that means when you open the event box, it always gives you the white Pegasus. You know how by default, if you were to craft or like make your own, and it would be like the black and red one. I believe the default event one was white. So I have a video on how to change it back and forth, but I'm not sure if it affects the event one, but only like the Pegasus you made yourself. So anyway, I might look into that again next week, and then we'll talk about it again. Fix the issue where the outline of the lantern would remain on the character's hand when moving. Lantern, I don't know what that means. Skill proficiency of some mounts have been lowered by 1 to 3% has been fixed. They're very vague with that one. Yeah, okay, so well, that's all the relevant ones that I wanted to talk about anyway. So yeah, overall, this patch has been, you know, it's more of quality of life. I think the biggest thing for endgame players is going to be Calamity 8 to 10 Sangoon. Cool. Some Deadeye fixes for all of you who like that one. But highlights for PvE content is endgame Calamity 8 to 10 Sangoon. Fishing has a little quality of life. I don't think anything itself has changed. And that's about it. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a quick like on the video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you come back. And we got some more cool stuff coming out for the rest of the year. And I will see you guys later. Peace.